of Israel before the Kangaroo Court of Australia, Mr. Justice Sidoti presiding. This is street theatre and unfortunately a work of fiction. It is not real. Under the current political and legal system, there is no arrest or trial of the President of Israel in domestic or international law. Therefore, all of the characters in this play are fictional except for Isaac Herzog, whose crimes are detailed here. The witness in this case bears the name Hind Rajab. Sadly, there is no such person. Her life was cut short by the IDF before she could grow up and become the woman who gives evidence here today. This play is dedicated to her memory. The child was Hind Rajab, and over 20,000 Palestinian children who were murdered by Israel over the past 2 years. This play is being performed at the Supreme Court, 415 George Street, Brisbane, on Tuesday, 10th of February 2026. The location is intentional because it is a telling reminder that not one judge in Australia's legal system has called for the arrest and the trial of the President of Israel. We use the name of Chris Sidoti for the judge because he is the only legal figure of prominence who has called for the arrest of the President of Israel. Shame on the legal profession.
Shame.
Let the play begin.
Plaintiff, please bring Herzog before the court.
Herzog, Isaac Herzog.
Are you Isaac Herzog,
Yes,
President
Your
of
Honor.
Israel?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Herzog, you are charged with 5 counts under the War Crimes Against Humanity Act of 2000. You are charged with being an accessory to genocide for killing Palestinian people indiscriminately and creating conditions of life that make it impossible for the remaining population to survive. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
You are charged with a genocide for advocating starving an entire civilian population, creating a man-made famine that left at least 95,000 children malnourished. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Count 3. As head of State of Israel, you are charged with genocide for inciting the Israeli occupation forces for blocking food, water, baby formula, medical supplies, winter supplies to a starving, freezing civilian population. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Count 4. You are charged with genocide for complicity in destroying infrastructure, bombing every school, university and hospital. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
You are charged with war crimes, with apartheid, with deliberate ruin of children's lives. How do you plead?
I do not recognize this court.
I'll take that as a not guilty. Mr. Prosecutor.
If it pleases the court, Your Honour, the prosecution will show that the accused was arrested by federal police at Kingsford Smith Airport in Sydney on the evening of Sunday the 28th, 2026. He was taken from an Israeli Air Force plane, Wings of Zion, detained and brought before this court this morning. Investigations by federal police uncovered that the accused was invited to Australia by the Albanese government under the pretext of pastoral care. Care for people whose relatives and friends were shot dead by 2 gunmen believed to be under the influence of a terrorist group known as ISIS at Bondi on Sunday, 14th of December 2025. If the purpose of Herzog's visit was truly pastoral, then the choice makes no sense. The visitor is not a rabbi, not a spiritual leader, not an interfaith presence, not a community counsellor. He is an Israeli president, a political figure, the constitutional face of a foreign state. Politics, not pastoral care, power, not solace.
And the Australian government is not on trial here, Mr. Prosecutor. Please get on with your case on counts 1 to 5 under the War Crimes and Crimes Against Humanity Act. Call your witness.
Yes, Your Honour. I wish to call the witness for the prosecution to prove that President Herzog is guilty of incitement to commit war crimes. I call Hind Rajab. please state your name and date and place of birth?
My name is Herzog. I was born in the refugee camp of Jabalia on the anniversary of Nakba on the 15th of May, the year 2000.
Please outline the war crimes that you have witnessed.
I am the sole survivor of my family bloodline. I witnessed the demise of my people at the hands of the Israeli occupation forces. Our house was bombed, our tent was burned, and we were sniped at as we lined up for food, one after the other. What we witnessed is something no human being should have endured, but we did, for 2 years and 75 years before that.
Please tell the court about the massacres you witnessed. Please tell the court about the massacres you witnessed.
I cannot recount the number of massacres committed against my people. I cannot possibly name all the families who are wiped off the civil registry. I witnessed my relatives getting massacred and bombed. I buried one relative, one child after the other, until no one else was left to bury.
Please tell the court about when these massacres occurred and where they occurred.
I say this for the children who watched and smelled death. For those who buried their parents, they went hungry. Children observed terror as a daily fact. Israel committed these crimes day and night for 850 days, beginning on the 7th of October 2023 and many years before that. History is watching, so I have come here to name some of the crimes. Al Ahli Hospital Massacre, 471 killed. Jabalia Camp Massacre, 120 Palestinians killed. Shadia Abu Ghazal School Massacre, 15 people killed point blank by Israeli soldiers. Rafah Massacre, over 100 Palestinians killed. Flower Massacre, over 112 Palestinians killed while waiting for flour. Tel Sultan Massacre, over 40 Palestinians killed, some burnt alive in their tents in Rafah. Al Mawasi refugee camp, 21 Palestinians killed. Nusayrat refugee camp massacre, 274 Palestinians killed. Al Auda school massacre, 31 Palestinians killed. The food massacre, where people were lining up for food, over 1,500 Palestinians sniped and killed.
Thank you, witness. Can you please tell the court the remarks that you saw on your phone that President Herzog made on the 13th of October 2025?
On 13th of October 2023, I, as a Palestinian woman, saw the President of Israel online say, "It's an entire nation out there that is responsible." This rhetoric about civilians not aware, not involved, is not true. They could have risen up, fought against that evil regime. Herzog is referring to my people, Palestinians.
Thank you, witness. Your Honour, the case for the prosecution is that the head of state is guilty of inciting war crimes that occurred over the following 850 days and are still occurring.
Now, Mr. Herzog, could you come before the court? I see that you are here unrepresented today.
I do not recognize this court. It is a kangaroo court.
Order, order. I will cite you for contempt if you malign this court. Do you wish to give evidence?
I will give evidence.
State your name, occupation, where and when you were born.
My name is Herzog. I am President of Israel. I was born in Tel Aviv on the 22nd of September, 1960.
What do you say to the charge of incitement to commit war crimes in Gaza?
I came to Australia on a ceremonial visit as head of state of Israel. I have no political role. I came here to provide solace to the Jewish community. That is it.
Do you agree that you said about the Palestinian people on the 13th of October 2023, it is an entire nation out there that is responsible, and that you subsequently signed bombs that were used to kill Palestinians?
The Palestinian people were responsible for the 7th of October 2023. The worst attack on Jews since the Holocaust.
Mr. Prosecutor, you have any cross-examination?
No, Your Honour. No, Your Honour.
Okay, this court is now finished for this part of it, and I'll call upon the jury for their verdict.
You can't hide. You're committing genocide. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free.
Mr. Herzog, you stand convicted of genocide, having been tried before an Australian court, and I sentence you to life imprisonment. Take the prisoner down, bailiff. Thank you everyone for your participation in this court today. If only it were true.
Shame, shame, Isaac, shame.
Shame, shame, Isaac, shame.
Shame, shame, Herzog, shame.
Shame, shame, Herzog, shame.
Shame, shame, Algo, shame.
Shame, shame, Albo, shame.
Can we get a photo with